Good morning, children. Welcome to today's class. So, come to the C part of the lesson, motion. So, today's class will start with average speed. So, in this slide, a path was given for a train where it started its journey from Visakhapatnam to Hyderabad. So, let the train name be Godavari. So, 5 p.m. Godavari train starts in Visakhapatnam. The other day, 5 a.m. it reaches to Hyderabad. On the way, it takes a half an hour break in Vijayawada. So, let the total distance of the train cover in from Visakhapatnam to Hyderabad be 720 kilometers. It took 12 hours. So, what is the distance covered per 1 hour? Let that be 720 by 12, that is 60. So, can you tell for every hour it covers almost 60 kilometer? But you will tell the answer as it may not be possible all 12 hours to follow 60 kilometer per hour. So that is the reason where in this type of journey we have to calculate average speed. So what is average speed now? The distance covered by an object in unit time is called average speed. So the average speed is total distance by total time taken. So in this situation, total distance is 720, whereas the total time taken by the train from Visakhapatnam to Hyderabad is 12 hours. So, average speed of the train of this train, Godavari, is 60 kilometer per hour. Here we discuss about average velocity. Here again, one more example I am going to give here. So, if you are traveling to Visakhapatnam to Hyderabad in a particular direction, let us assume it is in the southwest direction and the distance between Visakhapatnam to Hyderabad, let it be 360 kilometers. The total journey time is 12 hours. So, in each hour, how much distance will it cover? That is 30 kilometer per hour, and that too already I gave the direction as southwest. So 30 kilometer per hour in southwest direction. So here, keeping in that in the mind, the displacement of an object per unit time is called average velocity, and it is along the direction of displacement. So average velocity is equal to displacement by time taken. Now the topic is speed. Before going into the definition, let us illustrate one example. If a distance from Ambala to Delhi, it is 200 kilometers. If a driver takes 4 hours to complete this journey, if another driver covers the same distance in 3 hours, you will tell the second driver is faster than the first driver. But if at all, if you hire one more driver, he covers the same distance in 5 hours, you tell the third person is driving slow. The rate of motion of a body is usually measured by finding the distance traveled by a body in unit time. This quantity is referred as speed. So, the definition of speed is distance traveled by a body in unit time. That is, speed is equal to distance traveled by time taken. Here, speed can be denoted by v and the distance traveled can be denoted by s. The time taken is denoted by small t. The unit of this speed is equal to, already we have learnt in a first lesson, distance here it is only magnitude, so its unit is meter, whereas the time taken here second. So the speed unit is meter per second. Now, if you are traveling in a car, if you want to know what is the speed at that particular instant, if you see here, this is a mark pointer indicating this speed at that particular instant of time. So here the maximum speed the car is traveling here 120.7. The speed at any instant Here at any instant mean at that particular time when you are seeing the speedometer. So is called instantaneous speed, which gives the idea of how fast the object is moving. Here, speedometer is an instrument which gives the speed. Where when you see odometer, odometer indicates the distance covered by the object. If you see here 151, here this is the odometer reading. Rate of motion of a body gives us the speed. Speed means distance covered by time taken. Whereas we have no information about the direction of motion of the body in speed. But the rate of motion of a body will be more specified when the direction is mentioned along with its speed. So the quantity that specifies both the rate of motion and the direction of rate of motion is velocity. Okay, if you see here, the particular car and the direction is also mentioned here. If you imagine a car is traveling 15 meter per second due east. Here 15 meter per second is the speed of that particular car and due east is the direction of the car. So velocity in this particular instant is 15 meter per second due east. So coming to the definition, velocity of a body is the distance traveled by a body in a unit time in a given direction, or the velocity of a body is the speed of a body in specified direction. So we can write velocity is equal to displacement by time. So here velocity is represented by v and displacement is also represented with s, similar to distance, and time is represented by t. So SI unit of this velocity is also similar to speed, meter per second. Now the differences between speed and velocity. So when you start with speed, speed is a scalar quantity. That means it gives only magnitude. When you go with a velocity, it is a vector quantity. Why? Because it gives magnitude as well as direction. So it can be positive only. Here it can be positive or negative. When the situation comes, I will explain there. So average speed of an object can't be zero because in distance cannot be zero. So average speed of an object can't be zero. Average velocity of an object can be zero. Where you can tell displacement can be zero. So that is the reason where this average velocity also can be zero. We know velocity which gives idea how fast the vehicle is moving in a specified direction, where velocity is a vector, so it can be represented by a directed line segment. Its length indicates speed and arrow gives the direction of motion. If a body moves in a curved path, the tangent drawn at any particular point on the curve gives the direction of velocity at that particular instant. Here if you observe the diagram, here imagine this is a curved path of a body traveled, and I told you at any particular point you have to draw a tangent. So this is a particular point. When you draw a tangent, this is what a tangent, and this tangent gives the direction of velocity. So actually what is tangent? Tangent is nothing but a perpendicular drawn to a circle, and this perpendicular is a radius to any point on the circle. Okay, that's it. Here, once again, we recollect whatever we have learned up to now. So here, what is distance? Distance is length of the actual path, whatever it is moving. And here, displacement, shortest distance between initial and final positions. Now, when the final position coincides with the initial position, what happens here? Displacement becomes zero because according to the definition, but distance is not equal to zero according to definition. So, Speedometer is an instrument to measure the speed of a vehicle, and odometer is an instrument which gives the distance covered by the vehicle in the journey. Here, whatever we have completed, this formula we have to use while doing numericals. So once once you see this is speed, once you see this is speed, speed is represented with v, and distance traveled is represented by s, by time taken is represented with t. In the numericals, we have to use speed v is equal to s by t. When you come to velocity, velocity is represented with v, and displacement is represented by s. Don't get confused with displacement and distance. These both will be used in different type of numericals. So it can be used as s, and time can be represented with t. Now when you go to average velocity, the initial velocity plus final velocity by 2, that gives you the average velocity formula. So this in the later classes we'll learn about what is initial velocity, final velocity. So these are the formulae up to now what we have covered in the lesson. Okay, this when we do the numericals we have to remember these formulae. In today's class we have learned average speed, average velocity, speed, next velocity, some key points related to distance and displacement, whereas a formula related to speed, velocity, average velocity. So with that, we end today's class. Thank you, children.